And hello, everybody. It is your host, as always, Leafy, and on tonight's show, I had another plan for what I wanted to do today, but that plan kind of fell sideways. So we're going to be doing an art stream, and it actually gave me the idea of just doing, like, an art stream every other week. So, like, I'll play a game, art stream, play a game, art, so on and so forth. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do, unless that kind of gets annoying. But yeah, this is just going to be a chill stream where I'm just sitting here doing some... just making some drawing. Is it necessarily going to be like the best stream in the world? Probably not. At the same time, though, I don't care. Like, I'm having fun. And even then, it's just good to... You know, like, take a minute, sit, chill, relax, that kind of thing. And I like showing off my stuff every once in a while. I may not exactly be the most spectacular artist in the world, but I have fun with it, and so who cares? As long as somebody has fun with it at some point, I'm pretty much successful as far as excuse me smart as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, as I was setting the stream up, I noticed on this position one of his legs is a lot longer than the other one. So I am going to fix that right quick. Because that isn't much of an issue, I'll admit. But I kind of get nitpicky about that sort of thing. So I am just going to fix that up right quick. I enjoy these sort of more casual things. Yeah, let it be known that I enjoy the gaming stuff I do. But I like these. Like, it's just a fun chance to, you know, like, have a breather, have a sit, and just try to enjoy a moment. Lord knows everybody can deal with something like that nowadays. I should have had my conversation. I should have had my list of talking points pulled up sooner. Actually, let me do that real quick. Professionalism. I is professional, everybody. Yes, I gotta remember where I put them. I suppose while I'm doing that, I could talk about the Well, I suppose I really can't because I haven't played it yet. Yeah, I haven't gotten myself access to the original. No, the Secret of the Mimic. I want to play that, and quite frankly, I wanted that to be what I was gonna do this week, but I couldn't get my hands on it. Because as cool as that would have been, I have been cursed by unemployment, and like, make no mistake, I've been looking. I have been trying, but I haven't been able to find anything that really has been able to work with me. Because nothing local for me has really, well, nothing local has really been looking for people to work in the first place. So that's lovely in and of itself. But then there's obviously the second issue of I've had a few different applications thrown out, and none of them have sticked. I've got 3 at the moment. 2 were a couple weeks ago, so those are pretty much dead in the water. Yeah, so there goes that idea. Yeah, but then there's just the other issue. Well, no, because yeah, like I said, 2 of them have been out for a while, and I've pretty much been ghosted. And 1 I just sent out yesterday, so I haven't got word back on that one for pretty obvious reasons. I'm not too fussed, because thankfully me having a job isn't exactly required at the moment. I'm not like on the verge of dying. And that's kind of the funny thing I've noticed with what's been happening past couple weeks is like it's a weird mix of both feeling fan fucking tastic, but then also like it really sucks. It's a weird combination of things I can't quite verbalize. Because on one hand, like I said, I love it because it's been able to let me do so much more with my time. When it comes to my personal adventures, like my content and just general drawing shenanigans. At the same time, though, I love being able to help. And when you can't do that, you kind of feel in the trash, for lack of a better term. I know it's kind of hard to verbalize. Or I'm just bad at verbalizing it, one of the two. To be fair, though, it's not as if. Because, like I said, I'm not exactly needed at the moment. And we're still getting by just fine. The only reason I did things like asking for assistance is, like I said, I want to be able to help. But also, I want to be able to get to the point where I can get some better equipment for my streams. Because, let's be real, my stream quality kind of is trash. As been shown by the several times I've tried to get freaking Steam games going, and that just did not work. It's kind of annoying more than anything, if I'm being real. Is there like a... I'm curious about something. An art category. I'll do that one. I mean, yeah, 'cause, like, this is what this is. It's not good art, but it's art. And if anything, this is gonna get me closer to actually being able to post things like the original curse on my YouTube, which I'd be really happy about because I love working on this. It's one of my better series. I just need to find a panel that actually shows this guy's colors properly. Which does not appear that I have. Alright, then we're gonna improvise. Where is my references? There. No, that's not the right one. It's this one. Yep. You. Thank you kindly. Alright. Okay, here we go. What do you work better with? Silence, music, or chaos? When I usually work, I tend to like listening to some form of music, or at least something. Because I definitely say that I work far and away better with music going on in my ears than pure silence. Because I can't explain it all that well, but I find it really hard to focus on something if I have, like, no sounds going on. And it was funny. I remember back in my days of high school, I used to hate the like super noisy crowd of people that just would not shut the fuck up. But then you get to a point where it's like, okay, this isn't that bad. It's still not great by any stretch of imagination. Like, make no mistake, I still hated it. But but in any case, it wasn't that bad because it at least helped me be able to like focus a bit. If nothing else, it allowed me to just think. And again, I can't exactly explain that because on paper that sounds really weird. Like, you think better when there's stuff distracting you from thinking. It's like, yeah. It's like, I'm not gonna pretend I explain it. Somebody else might be able to explain it better than I can. But yeah, it's like that. That's just how it works. Like you have noise, and then that noise helps you like just think more properly. You know. Am I weird for speaking stuff like that? Yes. Yes, I am. I am. I am a bit of a strange. That's the kind of thing that makes it more interesting. Because, like, yeah, it's odd, but it's also more unique because of it, you know? Well, unique, quote unquote. I can't imagine that's exactly something that only I do. Like, there's probably plenty of people out there that have a sort of similar idea. Like, hey, I work better when there's something going on. That's probably true for a lot of people. I'd actually love to hear people's experience with that kind of thing. I like hearing stuff about other people, especially if they have experiences that I'm not familiar with myself. I love hearing about that kind of thing. I've always been fascinated in my life when it comes to stuff like learning about other cultures and other people. It's always been one of the coolest things I could ever learn about for some reason. Especially when I look at other cultures in particular was always a source of interest for me. I always remember specifically Japanese culture and Chinese culture because I remember watching a series on YouTube, Gaijin Gameplay or no, Gaijin Goomba for anybody who knows who that is. And I always love watching their videos and just looking at all the culture I see. It's like fascinating. I don't understand the look of it, but it's fascinating. And that's kind of the thing about it. It's like, yeah, I don't understand it, but it's cool. Like, I don't really need to understand this. It's not my culture. But I still like learning about it. You're like, it's somebody's culture. Now, granted, I'll still say I am a plebeian swine who really, in the grand scheme of things, knows nothing about other cultures in the world. Quite frankly, I barely know anything about my own. But at the same time, though, it's like, does that really matter? 'Cause, like, yeah, you may not know like the specific culture of where you're from, but you know the culture of like your people, your family. And, like, that's good enough. Yeah, I'm not about to be nitpicky about what kind of things people do, right? Even if I wanted to do that kind of thing, number one, I'd be an asshole, and number two is like, where's my place to judge for stuff like that? Like, who am I to tell people what they can't do? Like, look at I'm making drawings about haunted robots for an audience of no one. Like, who am I to judge? Okay, the coolest part about doing this now is that I have my excuse me, my pizzeria model to go off of, so now I know what kind of things I can decorate this little basement area with. Which is honestly a really cool, like, mishap. Not mishap, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Happy accident. Let's go with steal from Bob Ross. Yeah, no. let's go with that. Just a happy accident. 'Cause it makes things more. It makes things so much easier. I didn't bother doing any of the modeling on the pizzeria on like a public stream or anything. Most because at the beginning, obviously I'd been like relatively brand new to Blender, and so I didn't really know what I was doing. But also, if I did it that way, that would have pretty handedly slimmed down how much modeling I could actually get away with. But what it also did, when I got into later parts of said project, was just kind of absolutely destroy how efficient I could have been. Because you got to the point where it's like, because I specifically remember the ball pit in my pizzeria just causing so much freaking lag for my computer. Now, granted, that part of that is kind of my fault for obviously, making so much of the and just filling the thing so much. Like, granted, it's like, yeah, that's on me, but at the same time, I was like, sweet lord, fucking Arceus. Like, my project was going at five frames an hour. It was not a fun experience, let me tell you. That being said, though, I still enjoyed my time. Because, like, yeah, it wasn't lovely. And even then, the pizzeria itself could be better. I still had fun with it. Cause like I still like the final product, even if it is like objectively bad. Cause at that point it's like, who cares? I had fun with it. I'm pretty sure some niche person out there is gonna enjoy it. At that point, it's like, okay, you made the thing. Honestly, that's the part I'm more happy about. I just made the damn thing. I would show it off for this, but I don't have the pictures of it handy. And actually going to the Blender model, I don't know what that's or to the software. I don't know what that's gonna do to the stream itself. Because if playing a Steam game causes my computer to have an aneurysm, actually going to Blender and getting the software from there, no. That is because again, my computer doing nothing else but running Blender could barely handle that thing. Trying to stream at the same time, yeah, no. That is a recipe for disaster that I want no part of. It's just a side effect of the process, to be fair. And it's not like I'm upset about it. It's just kind of... It's just a step in the process, which happens to kind of anybody. Yeah. And even then, like I said, like I still have fun with it. So like, who cares? Okay, I did have the line under him, so I'm gonna kind of have to work with him. Yeah, because I had a couple different speakers in the thing. I do. Okay, I say I don't have them handy. I don't have them on my computer in a way that I can pull them up to, so I can be a bit more specific there. Because I have them. I'm looking at one of them right now, actually. They're just not on my computer ready for my use. I mean, I have them posted. They're on my DeviantArt. They're just not a part of this stream. Which is fine. If anything, it just lets you guys, like, use your imagination. Just, like, imagine what this looks like. And again, as long as it's fun. It's like, I have fun with what I do. And I'm sure someone out there is going to enjoy it. I know it's a cliche thing to say, but I stand by it whenever I say it. As long as one person gets enjoyment out of what I do, as far as I'm concerned, I've won. Okay. Here's another conversation. What's the video game moment that made you cry? Now, whenever I think about that kind of thing, my brain immediately goes to the ending of Persona 5 Royal. And I specify Royal. Because, yeah, Persona 5 was a sad ending. Royal specifically just fucks me up. And quite frankly, I can't entirely explain why. It's just, I look at that ending, and the second I do, it's like I'm tearing. It's like, God damn it. I know I'm pretty sure I've said it elsewhere. But I'll say it till I'm purple. Persona 5 was like the best game ever. It was the game of all time. Yeah, I know saying that is kind of supposed to be like a derogatory term of saying like it's a game that exists. But like, and no, I'm not about to say like, oh, Persona 5 Royal is perfect game. Like, no. As much as I love it, perfect it is not. Not making enough fun though. I ain't bad at drawing circles. I'm quite frankly, I'm just bad at drawing, but you know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm not exactly a fantastic artist, but who cares? But yeah, it's like I love Persona 5 Royal. The story in that game is just so good. Like, admittedly, I wouldn't be able to like say the entire game story. But you get to certain points, and you're just like, oh. Honestly, does it really count for a spoiler? Does it really count for a spoiler if the game's been out for so long? When did Persona 5 Royal release? I got a hit of like that joke of you hear something, it just makes you feel super old. I got a hit of that back when I was starting my Beyond Good and Evil playthrough on YouTube. Because I saw that. I saw the release day of that game. I was like, oh, sweet Arceus. Like, that game released like a month after I did, so I beat that game by a goddamn month. Like, that is absurd. But anyway, I just looked it up. Apparently that game released on October 31st, 2019. So I have the same birthday as Persona 5 Royal. That's cool now. But yeah, it's like, I don't really need to, but yeah, for the sake of it, like, spoiler alert for a game that old. But I loved the twist at the end of it. When you're about to face Maruki in his palace. That Akechi didn't survive. And that the Akechi we've been talking to was a fake one created by Maruki. I saw it like, oh, that is you devil, evil genius. Also give me the real Akechi. I like Akechi. Not because he's a good character, like, no, he is objectively an asshole. But because the way his character is written is phenomenal. And I think the twist with him being the Black Mask character with the pancake stuff, yeah, that's kind of meme to death. Which is fair. Because, yeah, like, even I'll admit that twist, as silly as it was, is kind of ridiculous. But it's that perfect level of ridiculous that just belongs in Persona. Because when you think about it, like, yeah, it's like, what would be the way for a villain to give themselves up? And it's like, it's the perfect kind of slip up, and I kind of dig it. Because even when I was playing the first Persona 5, I missed that twist completely. And for a while, actually, I missed it. Because I didn't remember that scene a whole lot, and so I honestly kind of remembered, like, someone else besides Morgana's talking about pancakes, and so that's what I was talking about. And I didn't remember the scene later on where they're discussing that and saying, like, oh yeah, Morgana was the only one to say that, so by Akechi referencing pancakes, he would have had to hear someone say it, and Morgana was the only one to say it, meaning that he's been to Mementos. Like I said, it's the little things that you look back on it, it's like, oh, that's fucking genius, let's go. And that's honestly why I kind of tend to get myself to enjoy it. Like, that game's smart. The only part of that game I really don't jive with is the scene after Shido's palace where Ryuji meets back up with the team and they kind of beat the ever-living shit out of him. It's like, yeah, I get it. Like, they're happy to see him, but also upset that he kind of made them think he was dead. At the same time, though, it's like, you thought he was dead, and so you beat him up. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Who knows? I'm not about to pretend like I'm a story writer or anything. I have some stories, like like obviously the original Curse one I'm drawing for here. Actually, I don't know if I've said it yet, but I also have another series that I've been starting, The Verdant Silence, as I called it. It's not a whole lot. So far, it's only got 2 chapters and some concepts, and I haven't even drawn anything for it yet. I don't think I plan to do a whole lot of art otherwise until I get some of my animatronic designs done, because like I have a pretty bad habit of giving myself like monumental projects, and then before I've even finished one, I give myself another one. But right now, the only one I have left that I can think of is making all the form drawings for my characters, which has been going pretty swimmingly so far. Well, so far I've only really done one character, but I've gotten most of his. Although I want to adjust the elephant in my room. The Molten animatronics, I love them. Molten Freddy, I love you. You kind of suck to draw. Cause sweet Arceus. That boy is pure spaghetti. Fun to color though. Fun to go and color though. I just kind of wish I was a bit better of an artist so I can do it a bit more justice. But at the same time though, I think I'm doing it well enough. I'm definitely getting the point across. Not perfect, but you know what is. I'll say I did kind of get bored trying to color it in manually. I still... Oh, I gotta do it for the bottom there because that's not aligned in. You know... I kind of enjoy doing this. Because like I said the last time, this is just a great excuse to actually get some work done. Because I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, I haven't really done any drawings for Original Curse. Because I've been so preoccupied with other projects. So, like, I just make a live stream out of it. Make content. I'll make content for the content. It's a genius plan, I'm telling you. I just kind of wish the fill tool was kind of cooperating with me a bit more. Oh. Shit happens. It's not like it's bad, it's just awkward. Because you keep getting caught up on nothing. Oh. That's another thing. I talked about... Okay, here's an interesting question. What anime villain had a point? Like, what anime villain could you look at and say, like, no, they had a point? Honestly, this might be a bit cheap for me to say. I can't answer that question without immediately booking it to My Hero Academia. Because, quite frankly, if you ask me, half the point of that show was making characters that had a point. He's like, no. Let's hear him out. Because, like, to be entirely fair, like, yeah, they're not good necessarily, but they had at least a point. Maybe not the best points ever, but it was at least something. Like, make no mistake, they weren't good people. Yeah, they're certainly not, like, the best people out there, like, for sure, no. You also can't exactly call them one-dimensional, either. They can be, some... And I'd personally argue a couple of them were. Like, people like Overhaul, like, that's about as one-dimensional as you can get. And I know I realize that the show tries to give him at least some sort of a backstory. That didn't really help him, though. He's still kind of one-dimensional. It was a good story, I'll give him that. But he's definitely... Overhaul definitely is the quota of that one villain that just is not redeemable. I look like, what was his name? I remember his name, but the one villain from Puss in Boots: Last Wish, Jack Horner, I think his name was. That's what Overhaul is in My Hero terms. Just that, like, unforgivable son of a bitch. And that's kind of entirely the point. Because, like, he's supposed to be an irredeemable monster. The show even calls him that. Or the movie. That was honestly the best part of the cricket character that movie had. Because, like, you can't exactly give a conscience to a man like Jack. Like, the man has no conscience. That's kind of half his point. I did appreciate them bringing the character, like a Jiminy Cricket sort of character in the movie, though. Because, like I said, I haven't seen the movie. I've just seen clips of the movie itself and people, like, discussing it. So I myself have not seen the movie at all. But I did enjoy some of the things I've seen of it. So, like, yeah, a good movie it still is, even if I myself have just not seen it. And even then, do you really have to watch a movie to know it's good? By that logic, do you have to watch a movie to know it's bad? Because I want to nitpick a quick second. I'm pretty sure, like, -2 of you know what I'm talking about. Ah. Hold on. I want to copy that layer. But yeah, I want to address I wouldn't say it's an elephant necessarily, but something I think about was the Megamind 2 movie. Now, granted, I haven't seen it. all I've seen of it was just someone talking about it. Dear God, that movie looked like it was horrible. And I know that's kind of the meme of it. It's like, this isn't Megamind 2. It's just an alternate Megamind. That's kind of the correct answer. Because, like, yeah, no, this is... That's not Megamind. Because the first Megamind movie, amazing. Top tier movie. Probably the second best movie ever. But then you got... But what I've seen from Megamind 2 is like, what happened? Because, like, yeah, I'll admit Megamind 2 had some cliche moments in them. Like when Megamind and Minion had their brief separation. Like, yeah, it's true that was the case. And that one was admittedly a weak spot of the movie. Because, like, yeah, that had no real reason to happen. So I can knock the movie for that. But then you also got shit like the, like, honestly, the premise of the movie. I know people like to compare Despicable Me and Megamind. And to be fair, they're not wrong to do so. Because when you look at it for a second, like, yeah, they're kind of similar to some degree. Because when you really cut to the chase, they kind of have the same thought process of, like, what would happen if the villain won? Like, what would happen if the bad guy was the winner of the movie? And both movies do. I'm only discussing the original Despicable Me for context. I know there's like 2, 3, 4 in the Minions spinoffs, but that's not what I'm talking about at the moment. Yeah, I'm just talking Megamind 1 versus Despicable Me 1. And both of them had the same idea. Like, what happened if bad guy was the one who won at the end of the day? And it's not like a wrong question. Because you'll always look at that and think about it. Like, what would happen if they won? But I think Megamind and Despicable Me kind of look at it in two different ways. Or, I suppose similar ways, but different methodology. And I think at the end of the day, even if I'm not going to be able to explain it all that well, I still think Megamind kind of does it better. Because, like, again, I don't think I need to discuss spoilers for a movie that's that old. And even that, it's not even a spoiler. It's the main point of the movie. But with Megamind fake killing Metro Man, it's kind of like he has free reign to do whatever he wants. And he does. He straight up takes over the city, turned it into a dust thing. But then they go to the thought process of, like, is he a villain because he wants to be, or is it a villain or is he the bad guy because he feels he has to be? It's the whole nature versus nurture conversation, which I'm not qualified to go in depth with in a general sense. But when it comes to Megamind, it makes sense. Because, yeah, like, motherfucker lands in a prison. He learns from the inmates, and they teach him that obviously, like, good thing is bad, bad thing is good, that kind of thing. And it's just interesting to see where that goes. Because, yeah, like, quite frankly, the only reason why Metro Man was a hero to begin with was because he enjoyed the adoration. He enjoyed the fame. And I guarantee, and I probably feel pretty safe in saying that if Metro Man was never adored the way he was, he probably wouldn't have ended up being a superhero to begin with. Which probably wouldn't have had Megamind be the villain he was. And even then, it's not like Megamind's a bad guy. Like, he doesn't hurt anybody. He just kind of plays pranks until Metro Man comes and beats him up. The only person he really does anything to is Roxanne, which that's pretty much only because she's the lowest lane of the universe. Because, yeah, like, if it wasn't for Roxanne, he wouldn't hurt anybody. He just play pranks and destroy shit. I also love the joke they make with Megamind destroying the Metro Man Museum statue. Of like, today, oh, I am close. I am very too close. That was funny. But like, yeah, dude was right next to an exploding building. It's like, you really didn't think that one through, did you? Do I... I just had the thought of... I made this beginning chapters before I had, like, officially shown what I was going to make the walls be down here. Do I draw them like they are now, or how they were then? What I mean is, do I give them the tile look they have now in the model? Or do I make them the gray concrete that I have here? Screw it, I'm just going to have them be the concrete. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, no. But it doesn't make no sense, and that's good enough in my book. And then you got Titan from Megamind and Oz. And he, quite frankly, he's very funny in like an ironic sense. Like, this guy should not be funny. And it is depressing how accurate this guy is. Because you know there's going to be some dumbass out there that's just like, no, Titan had a point. He's like, no, he didn't. That's the point of the movie. Was to say, like, no, this guy is wrong. That's why he was the main villain in the end. But also, I just love the fight scene between Titan and Megamind. That was a really fun scene, and it was really funny. Like like how it starts with Megamind just telling Megamind telling Titan, or how, that he is the alien stepfather, that he was the dweeb dating Roxanne. Like, that was the perfectly written way to get that fight started. Like, no joke. They could not have started it better than having that happen. That was genius. But on top of that, you also got the actual fight itself, and I think my favorite part of that fight scene in particular was the fencing with the frickin' poles. Because, like, Megamind is treating this just as a weekly game that they do, but Titan's out for fucking blood. And at the end of it, that was true. Like, yeah, Megamind entirely was expecting Hal to just act the same way that Metro Man was. And obviously, don't do that, because they're not the same person at all. Honestly, though, I kind of wonder, like, what would have happened if Metro Man had seen all that and decided to come out of retirement to stop Titan himself. Because, in my mind, what would have been really cool for them to do was the twist of Metro Man coming alive, or still being alive, but not the way they did it in the movie. Instead, you see Titan like destroying stuff. Well, no, I suppose they would have done it the same. Because what you'd have is like Megamind and Roxy finding Metro Man in his secret hideout. And you obviously get the whole twist of like, yeah, no, he's still alive. And then they go back and do their thing. But instead of Megamind going alone to save Roxy, you got Metro Man coming in as well. Now, granted, yeah, that kind of would have partially gone away from the point of his retirement. It was him just being like, he's supposed to be gone. Like, he's supposed to be done. Like, forever. And so if he did come back, that kind of defeat the purpose. And so, yeah, like, I'll admit, I am partially glad that they didn't do it that way. Because that would have also taken away from Megamind's, like, new heroicism. Also, Megamind's entrance in that fight. Like, as he says to Titan, like, there is one supervillain in the room. And it is the one with the presentation. Because, sweet Jesus, that opening was badass. Like, you got the music blaring, you got the smoke cloud, you got the giant LED Megamind. He's walking out of it on the tongue. Like, presentation. That comeback, too, was great. Like, you dare challenge Megamind? And obviously Titan gives his line. Like, there's not enough room for two supervillains. And, oh, you're a villain, alright. Just not a super one. Like, oh yeah, what's the difference? You get that music beat too? And then he just opens with presentation. Cause yeah, like Megamind's showboaty, he's flashy. Like, he wants you to know that he's there. While Titan will just punch down the wall and then punch you in the face. Like, there's nothing special about that. That's boring. That's just nothing. And yeah, that's part of the point. Like, he's not supposed to be flashy. He's supposed to be a person who just has the powers without any of, like, the knowledge of how to use them. So, like, your point's made. That didn't stop him from being lame, though. And I think a funny post-credit scene that they included was Hal being locked in the same cell that Megamind had for so long. Because, like, that's kind of a beautiful, ironic thing to happen. It probably wasn't intentional to be ironic. It was probably chosen because they didn't have, like, something else in line for him. But you just look at it like, Yeah, no. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, he kind of deserved that. It was also pretty funny with the way Titan leaves for a minute, like with Megamind's fake pretending to be Metro Man. And I love the giveaway because like they didn't have him like see Megamind turning back. They had him realize like, wait a minute, there's only one person who calls the city Metrocity, and it's not Metro Man. And like that was genius. And it was pretty realistic too. Cause like yeah, like obviously you can say like, oh, why'd he fly away? Why did it take him that long to realize it? But you gotta remember, sometimes when you're staring something like that in the face, logic just kind of leaves the building entirely. Like obviously there's a joke I see online with a bunch of movies like so and so went to the Chris Redfield no the so and so school of running away from things. And I was watching an everything good movie or video about Megamind, and I was talking about that scene with the building, and it brought up the very valid point. It's like, no, I'd like to see you think rationally when you're trying to run away from a giant thing trying to crush you. I was like, yeah, no, fair point. Because when you take a second to think about it, it's like, how much logic are you going to be able to put into something when you're trying to not get yourself crushed? So, like, yeah, your first instinct would probably be to just kind of run instead of, like, going to the left or the right. And then you also got the point of there was not a chance in hell going left or right would have helped in that scenario. Mostly because of how wide the building was. Now, I suppose that brings up the obvious question of, like, why was Roxy fine, but Megamind was hurt? And what stopped the building in the first place? Besides, like, friction. I will admit, though, that little mini twist during the whole fighting Titan scene, because the movie before establishes that eye color when you're disguised with Megamind's watch doesn't change. Like, they established that, and then they go and break it with that scene. That's not like bad or anything. It's not a bad thing in the movie. I just kind of wish that they had kept that established. So, like, when Megamind first shows up, the giant hologram could have his normal green eyes, but then the actual Megamind, in quotes, had Minion's brown eyes. I suppose you could also explain it with Megamind gave the watch like a brief upgrade in between uh, leaving the prison and actually getting there. Mostly because he had to do things like set up the watch to copy Metro Man in the first place, make the suit, get all the brain bots and the smog machine and whatnot. So you could make the argument that he just left and made the upgrade, but I kind of wish they'd said that. Like someone mentioned that, like maybe Roxy, as they were leaving the fight scene, she could have asked, like, wait, if he was you, and the watch doesn't change eye color, then why was his eyes green? And then Minion could have probably said, "Oh, that's just a better watch. Like that's Watch 2.0 or something." Little nitpick, I'm aware. And it's and like I say it when I'm like it's a little thing. It was really just a little thing. If you can't tell, I really love the movie. Like it was just a great movie. Like I said, I'd have to give it second place. Because I'd say the best movie ever is The Mask. Because that movie, in my mind, is just better. And also, I just kind of like Jim Carrey. Could you imagine if Jim Carrey played Megamind? That actually kind of sounds sick, actually. Well, that actually does kind of sound dope. Oh, I want that now. Why did I say that? I want that now. I should not have said that. I should not have said that because that sounds sick. Anyway, what was I even talking about? Yeah, something else. Like at the end of the day, I haven't seen Megamind 2 or the TV show, and I'll admit some of it doesn't look bad. Like the later half of the first season doesn't look all that bad, to be honest. I just don't think I'm gonna watch it because I like the original too much, and I want to taint the image of it. All right, here's another one that I thought of. What's that one movie you've seen that no one else knows about, but that was really good? Like, what's a movie you've seen that no one else knows about that you thought was really good? My answer to that has to be Strange Magic. Now, yeah, for people that actually have seen it and have like talked about it, it was met pretty poorly. And I don't. It's not like I. Even a chill ass art stream, I'm not immune to this technology issue bullshit. Are we alive? I don't know if we're live. We appear to be. Okay, we are. Not even a true art stream. I'm in from my computer sucking dick. Okay. Well, that just tells me that this isn't going to be a typical 2 hour or 3 hour stream. Oh. We're just gonna have to live with it. As fucking annoying as it is. I remember a couple days ago I was debating really hard whether or not I should open a GoFundMe in order to fund a new computer, despite the fact that obviously obviously my house should come first, but then also like I really want to do stuff like making better content, and I can't do that with the technology I have now. So like on one hand, like do I do it to get better content, or do I not do it because there are more important things to do? And at this point, I'm thinking I just go balls to the wall, say fuck it, and do it. Because at this point, this is honestly kind of starting to piss me off. Also, that foot is way too big. Uh, Honestly, that still might be too big. Yeah, because this foot's not that much bigger. You know, I know what to do. I know how to fix the problem. Honestly, what I should also do is like line over the spotlight just to make that look better, so I don't have them thick ass lines. Super size. That looked to be appropriate scale. Right there. Alright. Now combine it. And then we're going to draw over it with proper sized lines. It might be a bit small, but I still like using the 8 sized pen. Even if I am doing the super like zoomed in scenes like this, mostly because it allows me for, it's not much, but it does allow me to have more space for things when it comes to making room for drawings and stuff. Does that make a whole lot of sense? Probably not. But that is what we're going to roll with. So we're just kind of go with it and hope for the best. And it usually does end up looking better than it does now when I actually like color it in and finish it. Like it doesn't look fantastic, but it at least looks better colored than it does here in line drawing. And even if it didn't, like, who cares? Like, I know it's a cliche thing to say, but I'm kind of already to terms with the thought, like, my art is just not good. I'm not horrifically bad by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm just not good. But I do my best. And even then, sometimes I can do pretty well. Like this pose, actually. Like this frame. I like this frame. That's a good frame right there. I'm very simple, but that is a good frame. I like it. And some of the animatronic things I've been doing are also pretty good. Oh boy. I mean do it. Yeah, I have my screen recorder because I still haven't quite figured out how to make my computer record Clip Studio and nothing else. So I have to do the screen record thing. So obviously you can see things like my bookmarks. So occasionally when I click something, you're probably going to be able to see it. I just hope I don't do something like accidentally clicking Steam. Because I don't fucking trust this computer to actually work. Especially when I'm actually live. Because by my luck, the second Steam opens, the computer just self-destructs. I suppose there's a conversation as well. It's like, what's your favorite movie? And mine's usually gonna end up being The Mask. Like, I love that movie. Like, it's a perfect silliness that I live for. It's got Jim Carrey, and he's like the best actor. I don't know what the movie is, but there's one movie I remember seeing clips of where Jim Carrey gets the powers of God for a day. And I want to figure out what that movie is because I want to watch it. Because, like, yeah, obviously I have no idea what the movie is. But of the clips of it that I've seen, I want to see it. And honestly, it raises a fair question. If you had the powers of God for a day, like, what would you do with them? There's probably a lot of things that I'd do with them. Besides, like, the obvious answers. Yeah, see, that looks better. It looks better than it did. It looks more natural now. Well, natural, quote unquote. It looks less bad, and that's a close enough second. Yeah, I'd say it looks more natural. I also think a fun thing I'm gonna end up like sort of accidentally doing is Like, something I like to do with this is, like, I'm not going to tell you what the story is for the scene. Like, a scene like this, you have no idea what it means. The only way you'd know is looking at a future. Like the next shot that I draw. I'm also kind of proud of my character designs. Especially with this guy, because I'm pretty sure I said it in the last one. I'm pretty sure I showed it in the last one. But this guy's original design was awful. Well, not awful. Not like awful, but just unoriginal. Because my puppet character here, Ningo, used to just be a recolor. Like, straight up, it just was a recolor of the puppet with party hat and a hook. But then I had to change the design because, like, yeah, this design is shit. And then I went to redesign it, got the Jester theme, and thought, hey, this design now ain't too bad. It's a good design now. Did I just do... I just did that on one layer. Oh. I can fix it. I just need a smaller eraser. As one Bob Ross would put it, there are happy little accents. Alright. Now it's gotta erase this inner line because that's just. Wait a minute. Hold on a second there, Jumbo. I gotta make his face. Because I need to know what lines to keep. Because in my mind, if you look at him. Because if you look at this guy from the side. Where you see his mask, you'd see like a little bit of the quote unquote skull under it. And so I'd be able to, like, sort of see through his face. I suppose it wouldn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. I just had a thought. For this frame, how do you draw closed eyes if he doesn't have eyes to begin with? Because what the puppet does is she has the little, like, pinpricks. And I was tempted to do that originally for my character here as well. To sort of show that possession. But then obviously I came across the thought of, as much sense as that would make, that'd be stupid. And so I eventually just came upon the idea of, well, just give him, like, red laser vision. And just have, like, his eyes be his, like, sign of possession, quote unquote, is just red lasers for eyes. Or I suppose, to be more accurate, like, red spotlights. Yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. They'd be like red spotlights. Because in a couple of FNAF animations I've seen, something I usually see the animatronics get whenever they have those, like, silver eyes is they usually have, like, a hyper-focused, sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Not spotlight, but like laser pointer. They usually have like a very thin white laser pointer sort of look on a wall that they're looking at. And so I kind of wanted to do something here as well, because obviously with everyone else they have like full proper big sized eyeballs. And so obviously their eyes wouldn't have the tiny little laser vision. It would just be like a normal spotlight. I probably sound like I'm insane when I'm talking about stuff like this. Like, I probably sound crazy. And if you want to be fair, in a way I am. It's still fun to design stuff like this, though. Something about this doesn't look right. It looks wrong, and I can't place why. That's why the eyes are too up. Oh, right. If for some reason, Clip Studio doesn't include layer transparencies in its rewind, and so you gotta do that manually. It's not a bad step, it's just something that I don't quite understand. Though that could also just be because I spent a long time using Procreate on my iPad, and Procreate did include transparency whenever you hit the rewind button. It's a little thing, and it's not important. I just kind of forget about it from time to time. Like, oh yeah, you don't do the thing. And I just remembered I almost forgot to erase the thing again. And I forgot to erase the eye this time too. Or I put the eye on the wrong layer. Oh. That's what Mr. Magic Eraser is for. Something I kind of wish you could do is this little mini image here would also rotate along with the main file, so that it's a little less awkward to try and navigate through like dragging. Because like obviously we got rotated like left is down, up is right, up is left, down is right. You know, it's not complicated, but as someone who admittedly still has a bit of an issue with left and right, and I remember talking about this in the final episode of my Beyond Good and Evil series. The only reason I struggled with that boss fight as hard as I did in the original game was because the controls got inverted. And anytime there's control inversion, I'm gonna have a problem. Except for the time I actually fought that fight. I'm still amazed that worked as well as it did. Like, the entire time during that fight, I was talking about how I never beat it as a kid. Because of the control inversion. And then what I did when I got to that fight as an adult, only went and beat the fucking thing first try. I expected it to take like 2 hours on that fight, which is why that episode is pretty much that boss fight and nothing else. I was expecting it to take so much longer. And then again, I just went and beat it first try. It's like, how? Oh, that's another. Oh, yeah. Again, I forget my own character. Okay, well, the eye position was also an issue, but then also that's not where the faceplate segment is. I suppose that's something I can answer. Something I found amusing when I was looking at my characters is that the only two characters that have faceplates just so happen to also be the only two with unique endoskeletons. Because everyone else, do I have that picture on hand? Yes, I do. Like, all the other characters in my crew have this endoskeleton, which is supposed to resemble the human skeleton to at least some sort of degree. But then you look at this guy, and his endoskeleton is just noodles. And then you look at Leafy, and her endoskeleton, being designed at the Funtime animatronics, is also noodles. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. This, I had a split second. Like, this also looks weird. Like, that's because this line doesn't actually exist. Fix it right there. Beautiful, beautiful. When you do drawing and you just get that perfect lineup, like everything starts falling into place. That feeling is phenomenal. And that feeling can translate to a lot of things. I just usually say with art specifically, because at least for me, it's sort of harder to get that moment of like lining up all the dominoes. Honestly, if you want to see a real artist, I talked about her last time, but my artist, who usually ends up going by like the Hermit, what's her username at the moment? She's on DeviantArt. At the Finder account. Yeah, the two accounts she's going by at the moment are Willow Raindrops and Hermit at the House. That's an artist. Like, I don't think I have. Do I have any? I don't think I have any projects she's made on hand that I can show off. But trust me, that's an artist you're gonna want to talk to when it comes to getting stuff made. She's usually the one that makes most of my like channel banners. The little arts you see around my videos. More often than not, she's the one who made them. The most recent one she's made for me was the one I've been using for Pokemon Coliseum. Because if you look at the first and I believe second live stream for Pokemon Coliseum, I made the first one, but that's because she wasn't available at the time. But when she became available, I got in the remake of that poster, and the one she made blows me out of the water. To be fair, I think the reason she does that is because her drawings usually have so much more detail than mine do. I'm pretty skimpy when it comes to details. Like that drawing, for example, it was supposed to be a desert, some grass, and a fountain. I had like just solid colors to demonstrate that. But what she did was she straight up, like, she drew blades of grass. She had, like, little streams of different color in the water. She drew like little dots here and there for sand in the desert. And it looks so much better than mine because of that. I heap too much praise onto her and she's not going to let me upload this stream. And I'm going to be fully blunt for the sake of transparency. You're probably going to hear me talking about her art a lot. But like she's one of my friends. Like, I kind of can't not talk about it. Especially, like, I want her to be more successful than she is. She wants to be more successful than she is. She's hella talented, and I like showing off talent whenever I can. Me saying that as a currently nobody. Like who am I to talk about showing off talent when I'm the one who needs showing off? But still, though, it's like she's damn talented. Like, yeah, I'll admit she's not making like hyper realistic anime sort of things by any time soon. That doesn't make her bad though. And also, I think her art style is kind of refreshing. Because you see a lot of art, and you usually see sort of like, if not like the anime store style I was just talking about. Like, hers is a lot more simple. Hers is more like your typical standard anime sort of art style. You know what I mean? I say as I was just talking. Okay. Let me be a bit more specific. When you think about, like, amazing online artist, you'll usually think of someone who can make a drawing that looks actively 3D, right? Like, there's a bunch of shading, there's a lot of details. It looks like you just took a picture of somebody in real life and then slapped the cartoon filter onto it, you know? But her art style, honestly, it to me looks like it could make an actual anime. Like, there were two animations I remember seeing online for Build Our Machine and Devil Swing for Bendy and the Ink Machine. And for a hot second, I honestly thought she made them because they look so much like her art style. I'd like to play them, but I don't want to get attacked by copyright. So, like, I can't show the videos I'm talking about. But I honestly believe that they were hers. Like, what is this secret third channel I was not made aware of? And that actually, like, said something. 1, 2, 3. And then she said that they weren't hers, and I was like, yeah, okay, looking back at it, that makes a bit of sense, considering you've never told me about it. But goddamn, I got bamboozled. I straight up did get absolutely tricked. I fell for that shit hook, line, and sinker. I think that, honestly, I think that kind of just goes to show what I think of her quality. Because, like, it was so good, I got tricked into thinking an animation was hers. I don't know if that says more about me than it does her. But that's my stance, and I'm going to stick by it. That's my stance. And I'm going to stick by it, damn it. I must sound like I'm absolutely insane. Because, like, I cannot imagine me any of me talking sounds normal. I suppose I'm not like offensively like off the cuff. It just sounds like weird what I'm talking about if you don't know context. And to be fair, like I like being a little bit chaotic. Cause like sometimes you need a little bit of chaos. And I'm not talking about the life says fuck you sort of chaos or the like unreadable or the bad sort of chaos or the Sonic chaos. But sometimes like yeah, you just need that sort of I suppose you suppose I suppose you could say like happy chaos. Yeah, that's about a good way of putting it. It's like it's happy chaos because on one hand, like yeah, it's chaos, but at the same time though, it's not hurting anything. It's like you're just having fun with something, and it's not like it's a bad thing. Cause like I'm pretty sure everyone has that one friend that will just text you random memes at 3 a.m. And it's like you get annoyed by it, but at the same time you can't say anything bad about it because you just love it. Like everyone has that sort of friend that's like they do something and it's like you can't bring yourself to still hate it. Yeah, you just can't bring yourself to hate it. I'm not about to say like that's a universal experience because I'm pretty sure there are some people out there that don't have that kind of thing. But I can imagine that's a pretty like widespread, popular sort of agreement. Agreement in quotes. Also, if I'm quiet right now, that's because I might have a co-host here in a second. Someone to bounce off of and talk to. Thank the Arceus for that. All right, let's just hope that my stream doesn't implode. Stupid chat thing. I'm not interested. There you go. Okay, nothing's immediately exploded. Nothing's immediately exploded, so that's good. I'm also not 100% sure whether or not you guys are going to be able to hear her. So I need to deal with that for a second. That might take a second, so bear with me. Okay, I can still hear me. I hope. Okay. Yeah, I can hear me. And I have the Discord audio thing set up to the channel that we're going to be using. So let's hope it works. And OBS hasn't self-destructed either. I'm not going to be able to do a screen share of her, though. Unfortunate, but that's just going to be something to deal with. Wait a minute. I'm not happy about it, but what are you going to do?
Hello?
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
I can't hear.
Is your volume up?
I can't hear.
Hello?
Is that Discord audio setting? Give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. Okay, no, I still can't. Oh, hi.
What? Hi?
I hear you now. I can hear you. Does the stream?
Oh.
Yes, it does. Okay, the stream hears you. We're good.
Okay.
And my software hasn't self-destructed yet, so that's good. I swear, the past few streams I've been having have been an absolute nightmare when it comes to tech issues. I specifically remember the Oxygen Not Included stream. I had my stream crash 3 times because my computer kept disconnecting from the internet. And I just had one earlier this stream, too. So far, the 2 issues that I found is 1, my door just cannot be closed. And 2, my PC sucks dick. I need a better computer.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to join your stream. My browser's having issues.
Okay, well, obviously I'm on Twitch. Did I ever give you a link to my Twitch?
I know it's on your Twitter.
I'm just gonna do it again, just to be safe. Here, let me eat the link. Yeet. Do I have my Twitch on my Twitter? Yeah, I do. Duh. I just remembered, like, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I posted links to it.
Yeah, my... Hang on, let me...
Take your time.
Gotta... I'm gonna download Google Chrome real quick, because for some reason like, Twitch won't let... Like, my browser's having issues. I don't know if it's because I haven't been on my computer in a while.
Let me download Google Chrome.
Dougal.
Yeah, I did say Dougal.
Dougal Chrome.
You heard me, goddammit. Or if you're not using Google Chrome, what is your, the hell was that?
Microsoft
Ah,
Mine's Microsoft Edge, but for whatever reason, it's having
problems.
issues. Yeah. Bad.
No. No, Ed. Ed bad. I've been so spoiled by YouTube Premium that now that I'm stuck without it, I'm like, dear sweet God. I've been so spoiled. I miss Premium so much. But yeah, I had a gaming plan that I was gonna try and do earlier, but I kind of forgot that I didn't have some assets that I need for that. So I just decided to do this instead. I also thought, just for the sake of like ease, that I'd do an art stream every other week.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly for the sake of like being able to chill and just talk random nonsense.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if I should stream my art, even if I could figure out how to do it from my iPad.
I mean, there's no harm in doing it. Like at worst, you just get no views. But at best, it's like it's putting your stuff out there, and that would.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if I could stick to a consistent schedule.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Stop showing ad whatever it is.
I've been getting so many Reese's ads recently, and I don't know why.
I wonder why, says the person who is...
Who loves peanut butter. So yeah, probably that's your answer.
Okay, I'm into the stream.
Yay. You're just watching me do some basic drawing.
Yeah. Then again, if I streamed, it'd be more often than not a very short stream.
In my mind, it felt like the smart thing to do when it comes to drawing, to get some work done for the original Curse. Because like I haven't really been drawing it much on my own, mostly because I've been so preoccupied with my other projects that I figured, like, hey, I'm killing two birds with one stone. I'm making content, and once the chapter's done, I can make even more content.
Mm-hmm.
This is what is known as the big brain move.
Oh yeah, it's big brain time.
Yes, it is. I know you said you've been playing Secret of the Mimic lately, and
I've been watching it. I don't have it.
Or you've been watching it. I remember looking at Twitter, and people talking about something Mark was talking about at the ending of his playthrough. I was like, I want to watch it, but I don't want to know anything. I want to play it myself.
'Cause you're stubborn.
Yeah, I am very stubborn. I forget.
Just like, let's all watch it.
Yeah, I forget what the game was before, but there was one game that I specifically remember you talking about, and I didn't want to hear. Oh, I think it was Security Breach.
Yes, it was It was either Security Breach, Ruin, or both.
Maybe. But I remember it was like I was so stubborn, not wanting to know anything about it until I managed to get my hands on it. And you kept making so much fun of me. It was like, just watch it, goddammit. I want to talk about it.
Well, you're like the only person out of my friend group, especially online, who likes Five Nights at Freddy's. So
This is very true. Like I gotta like it's a valid making fun of me, but you made fun of me nonetheless. For for context, for people who don't know us, we are the type of friend that will insult each other for fun.
yep.
Yeah, it's like we are that friend group that does nothing but insult each other and then laugh our asses off at the end of it.
As well as laugh our asses off at misspelling words.
Okay, we are excellent at that. I will never forget the roller toaster.
Yep, that was in school.
I still have that drawing somewhere.
Did I give it to you? I don't remember.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you had given it to me for or I think I asked, or no, you made it on a whim and had just decided like it's yours now.
I have no memory of this.
I'm honestly kind of amazed that I do. As I have said plenty of times before, I am the one who has a non-existent memory.
As my cat cries in the background, singing the song of his people.
Listening to the song of his people.
That's what he does. He is Orange Cat.
Orange Cat trying to contact the mothership to get possession of the brain cell.
Which I also do.
I mean, I'm not saying there's a reason, but there's a reason you usually draw yourself as an orange cat.
Well, that was... I'm not sure what sparked it, because I made that persona back in, like, middle school, or 6th grade, so I think I just randomly drew it, and then that became my main persona.
That's kind of the beauty of like an accidental creation like that. Like you'll just make something on a whim, and it ends up being a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, my main character Leafy kind of ended up similar. I don't know if I don't know if I've told the story to you or to any live audience, but I used to play a lot of Roblox early in my in my early middle school years, mostly because I had nothing else to do. And one of the games on Roblox was Animatronic World, which is basically your standard typical FNAF roleplay kind of game, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't say standard typical because Roblox is kid friendly.
Well, I mean, it's been around for a while, and in the beginning, it wasn't like... I don't know if it was as popular as it was now.
I remember when I was doing it, it wasn't quite at the level that it is now.
Yeah, I don't think it was, like, quite at the level that a bunch of kids knew it. At least, I mean, I knew of it, but I never played it.
It's certainly not to the level it was certainly not to the level it is now. That's for sure.
Yeah, now it's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah, it is. Like again, with me not having YouTube Premium, I cannot count the amount of times I've gotten the same "Are you a Roblox fan?" by this Microsoft thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, my built-in ad blocker I have, because the search engine I use is Opera GX, which is basically Chrome for nerds.
Wait, how do you get an ad blocker for YouTube? Because every single time an ad blocker for YouTube comes out, YouTube blocks the ad blocker.
Well, because it's not like a third party's thing. It's a built-in ad blocker. And all it really does is it'll show like a millisecond of the ad and then skip it. And then show a millisecond of the second ad and then skip that. And then you're to the video.
Yeah, lately I keep getting this super annoying ad that starts out every time. Hey, that's a nice convertible. I think you mistook the garbage truck for a convertible. It's like some sort of Gemini AI ad.
Oh,
And like
God.
it shows this lady like filming a garbage truck, and she's like, "That's a pretty nice convertible." And then the AI goes, "I think you mistook the garbage truck for a convertible."
Oh, God.
I've never watched the whole ad through as to what it says next because I can't stand it.
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of advertisements for AI stuff, and the second I hear AI, my attention is just immediately lost.
Yep.
Like, I've talked about this on actually the first art stream I did, but like my stance with AI, regardless of what type it is that image generation AI is just a no-go no matter what the purpose is. Whereas if you're using something like say Jet GPT, where you're using something like Chat GPT, I think it's fine only if you're using it for like a non-commercial silly purpose, or you're using it as a tool for the final product. Like, for example, my Pokemon region I made, I had I asked Chat GPT a couple of times to give me ideas for what a Pokemon would look like. Not image generation. I basically fed it an idea, and it, oh hey, I got a follower. I wonder who that is. But yeah, like, I didn't like image generation or anything. I don't do that. What I did was I just fed it an idea of like, hey, here's an idea I have for a Pokemon. Give me some ideas of what it would look like. And then I would take those ideas, add some of my own, and make the Pokemon based off of that.
I mean, I don't use the AI. Period.
I mean, fair enough. Like, everyone has their own stance.
Mainly, I mean, mainly because I'm more in support of like real artists and writers and stuff.
Oh,
but also because I have no need for it.
Fair enough. And like, make no mistake, I'm definitely in support of like human artists. Like, there was I remember a couple years ago I got advertisements for. No, actually, I think it was like last week. I got someone was talking about like it was someone I follow on Twitter what reposted something about how there's like a website you can buy thumbnails for, and it's like an AI's thing. And the comment section of that was a mixture of that AI frat bro who thinks AI is the next best thing. And then you've had like triple that amount of actual artists saying like, fuck this. I had that same thought of like, because like, obviously I draw my own thumbnails and I make a lot of my own assets. But even if I wasn't like a mediocre artist, I'd still do that. Cause like,
yeah, and you've commissioned people to.
Yeah, like I've also done that. Like I've commissioned people in my original Curse chapters to do voice acting. I've commissioned you a lot for a lot of my assets. And like, even if I myself couldn't do it, I just buy something else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's really not that. And again, it's like, I just pick up a pencil and do it myself. It's not that hard. Because like as I
I
was
know that's what they're trying to argue is uh AI makes art more accessible. Like more accessible my ass, pick up a
yeah,
pencil.
it's like bull fucking shit. Like all you need is a software, or if you're doing physical art, a paper and a pencil. Because like
Yeah, that
if you're doing physical art, you just get paper and pencils, and if you're doing digital art, not only do you have a lot of free softwares, but you've also got softwares that aren't that expensive by a stretch of imagination. Procreate was like $5 when I got it. Um, Admittedly, the software I'm using now, Clip Studio Paint, was a bit more costly. But even then, it's not like an unreasonable ask. It just wasn't like $10, but still.
well yeah, I mean I draw entirely using a free art app.
Yeah. What was the software you use? I remember you telling me once.
Abyss Paint X.
Ah, I tried using that once. When I didn't have an iPad on hand, and I could not use it.
Yeah, a lot of people are extremely impressed even now that I have my iPad that I draw using my fingers. I don't use a pen.
Yeah, so was I. I remember hearing that. I was like, the fuck?
And I mean, I used to have an iPhone SE. That's what I started my art on, and that shit is a tiny ass phone.
Yeah.
It's probably like it's a bit smaller. It's quite a bit smaller than, you know, the new iPhones and stuff. So, but I was drawing up using my fingers on that, and then I got my iPad and I tried drawing using. Well, first I was drawing using my fingers, and then I tried getting an Apple Pen, and I used the Apple Pen for like one drawing, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I was like, nope.
So that was a waste of $75.
Excuse you?
Yeah, the Apple Pen cost $75.
The fuck?
I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because it's Apple or
It is 100% because it's Apple. What the hell?
like literally all it is a Bluetooth pen if it's charged. I
Okay.
think. I mean, I had to keep plugging it in to make it work, but like
I am confusion. What the hell? 75
I
bucks for a pen?
yeah.
Apple, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And I got it from Walmart of all places, so that's probably like the cheapest you're gonna find it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Jesus Christ. Like, if you know me or her for any amount of time, you're gonna know that pretty quick that we're pretty anti-corporate. Shit like this is why.
Yeah.
Like, overpriced shit just so some rich asshole can have his third island.
Yeah, between that and who knows how many cars.
Like, there's only two rich people I know that I don't hate. And one of them isn't even a real person, and the other one is already on a thin line.
Well, I mean, he's considered rich by normal people standards, but you got Keanu Reeves.
Okay, there's let me specify. There's two people known for their money that aren't all that bad. You obviously got your good people like Keanu Reeves. He's awesome. From what I know, Jim Carrey. I know that he's a cool guy.
Clark.
Mark, obviously, yeah. A lot of YouTubers, quite frankly, are pretty rich by basic person standards, and 9 times out of 10, at least for the ones I watch, they're pretty awesome people.
Mm.
Yeah, but the two I was thinking of was Mr. Beast and Tony Stark.
Oh, well, Mr. Beast, I don't approve of him. I don't like him at all. There's just something about him that I don't like, and that made it hard when I used to work at a school. that made it hard when the kids brought him up because it's like I don't like him.
I think he's cool. I've just started losing a bit of respect for him more recently because of the people he's decided to work with, and also his
Yeah, I heard about that.
yeah, and I'm not talking about the I forget her name, but it was one trans woman who ended up being a piece of shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking one of the Paul brothers. I forget which one. Logan Paul. There
Yeah,
it is.
the
And
one I'm talking about that I knew about.
yeah, and KSI. I don't quite like
Mm.
that because it's Logan Paul.
Wait, SI.
Yeah, like
Flashbacks.
like I admit I can't say too much about KSI because I don't really know him. The only memorable thing I know about KSI is that he did a boxing match at one point.
Oh, he's a person. I thought it was a company. I
No, it's a dude.
watch Transformers too much.
Huh?
In Transformers 4, there's a company called KSI. They're like one of the main antagonists in the movie.
Yeah, that's something. That's something also that this girl is obsessed with. She loves Transformers.
Yeah, I've been avidly obsessed. Well, I'm not like obsessed to the point of my older cousin who collects like comics and toys and all sorts of DVDs and stuff, but like
You just love
it,
them.
yeah, it's to the point. It was a core like a core memory for me in
Yeah,
middle school.
insert the scene of Inside Out here holding the memory. It's like this is a core memory, and it's just a clip of a fucking Transformers movie.
Every time I think of Inside Out, I think of I think of that clip of the dad where it's like I want to be in a band. I was in a band, and then it just starts playing YMCA.
But yeah, it's like she's so obsessed with it. Fun fact that she has a whole character designed around Optimus, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, he is my everything. It's a very very long personal story, but he is my imaginary boyfriend that I am very emotionally attached to.
Yeah, I'll admit it's a bit odd, but I also can't say much because I am quite frankly no better.
Yep.
I mean, it's like I'm pretty sure everyone has that weird character that they just find themselves like attached to, and it's sort of become like a part of them, for lack of a better term.
Well, I've gotten to the point that it's just like I ignore and frankly avoid any opportunity for a real life relationship in pursuit of this fictional relationship. So
Yeah,
most people hearing that are probably concerned for my well being. Hey, I am happy and it's not hurting anybody.
yeah, it's like who gives a fuck. It's the embodiment of the Drake meme. You get the top image like no to real life relationships, but then you get the bottom image of just a picture of Orion.
Yeah.
That's his name, by the way. Orion. It used to be Optimus before he
Well,
got.
it used to be what it was is that it was a human version of Optimus Prime. It was his
Oh
name.
yeah.
Yeah, he was Optimus Prime just as a human, but like I don't know how to describe it. It was like my own version of him. Like I'm not sure where it came from. It's just that there were certain like headcanons I had that I was almost convinced were canon. And eventually I got to the point where I was just like once I actually like got into the art community and stuff online, I realized that, you know, I should probably make an original character out of him. One, so I'm not like bound to the character's canon, and because
Copyright.
copyright.
to give an explanation that I know, it's the embodiment of that fanon versus canon meme.
Yeah, because
And
there's a lot of people that I've seen that have taken canon characters and made them so far out there that it's like, wow, but at the same time, oh, it makes sense.
yeah, and in my mind, that's the embodiment of the canon versus fanon meme, because that's kind of it. It's like, it's the character, they just sort of act differently than how they would if they were like actually canon.
Hmm.
I look at Chara from Undertale for a great example of that, because in canon, admittedly, we don't know a whole lot, but what we do know is that they're basically like the embodiment of a genocide run, where
Yeah, we don't know very much. They only show up for like a short. They only show up in person for like a specific run for a short amount of time,
and that's
but
it.
technically until the Five Nights at Freddy's books came out, we had the same situation with William Afton.
Yeah, there's also that. And yeah, William's also a pretty good example of that. Whereas, like, a lot of fanon William Afton's odyssey, and admittedly, these are probably because theory crafting, to be fair, but a lot of fanon William's odyssey are like, he was a loving father until Evan died. Evan being the crying child from FNAF 4, for those who don't know.
It's referring to Vincent.
Vincent.
You don't remember Vincent?
Wasn't that what William used to be called?
Yeah, that's what the fandom called him. They called him Vincent, aka Purple Guy, and he loved toast.
Oh yeah, because that stupid badge. I have no idea where that came from, because like, you look at the sprite and you see that little symbol on his chest. You're like, well, what else is it gonna be besides a badge? Where'd toast come from?
I don't know. But then again, we got Kara, Chara, whatever, who loves chocolate.
This is also true, yeah. So like, who am I to judge? But yeah, you got like Canon Chara, who in all accountability is really kind of portrayed to be a genocidal maniac. But then you got the fanon Chara that I personally subscribe to, where it's like, they weren't evil when they arrived in the underground. They just kind of hated humanity because they were abused by it. I mean, Go figure, humanity sucking dick.
Yeah.
And then, as in the underground, they loved it there because these are actual people that aren't absolute bastards.
Yeah, it makes it... What I don't get is that if Chara is the embodiment of a genocide run isn't killing humanity, it's killing the monsters in the underground.
Yeah, I remember there was two videos I remember looking at online that basically went into the whole idea of Chara not being the main villain of Undertale. Because obviously one of the themes of Undertale is that no one's 2D, right? Like the most 2D character in Undertale is Papyrus, and even then, that's not entirely true.
And Temmie.
And Temmie, yeah, but even then, with the Papyrus, that's still not entirely true. Like, he has at least some three-dimensionality to him. But even then, everyone else is just flat out a 3D character, even if they kind of don't really show it all that well. I look at Toriel, for example, where obviously she has that, like, motherly role. But then you look at her a bit, and you see, like, oh, like, she's traumatized, and so effectively tries to kidnap you to keep you in the ruins. But yeah, it's like, it's basically the videos we're talking about. All these characters are 3D. So what if Chara is as well? And they basically, the reason they gave for Chara being the personification of a genocide run in particular was pretty much because all the levels of violence, all the EXP, sort of got itself absorbed into Chara, for lack of a better term, and kind of corrupted her.
Mm.
You know, saying that out loud, Glitchtail kind of did the same thing, and I actually kind of just thought about that.
Yeah, it's sad what happened with Glitchtail.
Yeah, we're not going to go too deep into that because that's not a detailed conversation that needs to happen here. But as like, I still like the series itself of Glitchtail, mostly. But yeah, no, screw the creator.
I like the music.
The music of Glitchtail was pretty cool, and I like the remake version of the very first episode.
Hmm.
God, I'm so disappointed by Glitchtail, damn it.
There are many things lately we are disappointed by.
Oh yeah, that it is the like you know the phrase "don't meet your heroes."
Yeah.
There's a reason that phrase exists. And
yeah, I mean, like this past year, we had so many people.
Oh yeah,
Namely Yandere Dev and frickin' of all things, Flufflepuff.
Flufflepuff.
The pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows meme.
Oh, what? What happened to that?
Flufflepuff supposedly was also communicating with minors on Discord.
Ah,
I'm not sure exactly. People are saying there's proof, but I can't find the proof anywhere, so I don't know.
yeah, that's kind of something similar I have with I think I've talked to you about him before, but one music artist I used to listen to is called Boy in a Band, and he got accused of that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with that though is I was never able to find any sort of evidence. The only thing I could find was that he got accused of it. There were some people talking about it, and then he up and disappeared. So was he guilty? He's not exactly making himself look innocent, but I can't see any evidence for it. And even
Well,
then,
I mean, at the same time, like, on one hand, he could be guilty, but at the same time, maybe he just disappeared because it's like, he's seen what it does to people, and he just doesn't want to deal with people online anymore.
yeah, that's fair. And I'm an advocate for, well, advocate, not the right word. I'm usually one who believes in the kind of idea that you can separate the creation from the creator. Like Boy in a Band, for example. Like, saying for a second that those allegations are true, I still like his music. And it's not like any of his supposed activities, quote unquote, influence his music. So it's not like I'm opposed to still enjoying his music. You know what I mean?
Same case with Harry Potter.
To that, I disagree a little bit more, but I'd also say that I was never really interested in Harry Potter to begin with.
Well, a lot of people, especially after Hogwarts Legacy came out, a lot of people have been... I mean, the Pride community obviously doesn't like J.K. Rowling, but still, I mean, people have been more welcome to the idea of liking Harry Potter but not supporting J.K. Rowling. It's just a little hard because she has the license to it, so she's licensed on every single thing. So unless you buy unofficial merch, she's getting a cut of it.
Yeah, I remember looking at I forget where I saw the meme, but it was a meme of someone saying they wanted to buy one of the Harry Potter games that came out, but they didn't want to support Rowling by doing so. And someone retweeted that with the image of like, well, there's another option, and they got photoshopped with an eye patch and a pirate hat. And like, I had that exact same thought. Like, you want to play a game, but you don't like the person who made the game, then you have to drink up me hearties yoha.
Yeah, but the only problem is that you're... Especially if you have, like, a high-end internet provider, the internet providers can tell when you're pirating something and you can get your internet cut off.
Yeah, true. This is today's disclaimer. Don't pirate games. We are not advocating you to do so. I'm just saying that people had this idea because J.K. Rowling sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm not about to try and advocate for that kind of thing. It's just something someone said because, yeah, fuck J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, I mean, I have actually personally seen her Twitter page, and it's
As have
all, yes, it's all she talks about. She doesn't even talk anything like, just normal or like, day-to-day life.
And she doesn't even talk about the things she created.
Yeah, she doesn't talk about Harry Potter or Fantastic Beasts or anything. All she posts is to antagonize people.
Yeah. Like, I think that's kind of the thing I usually look to when trying to separate a creation from the creator is, does the creator influence the creation at all? The three examples I usually look at are Boy in a Band, J.K. Rowling, and Dormetibus. With,
Well, at this point, J.K. Rowling is not really. They keep claiming that, like, with the HBO, like, TV series that's coming up, supposedly, that they're working with her on it, but at the same time, it's like, and supposedly they worked with her on it in Hogwarts Legacy, too, but there's, like, so many contradictions of features in the game and casting and stuff in the new show that it doesn't. I don't know if she's just like. I don't know if they're working with her or what because
yeah, like,
there's
like,
many contradictions.
yeah, like, we don't really know if she's actually working on it or if she's just slapping her name on it and calling it a day.
Because I mean, like Hogwarts Legacy is like, it's got like LGBTQ couples in it, and there's even, oh my goodness, there is a transgender person in it, but people were having an absolute cow over the fact that, I forget what her full name is, but her last name is like probably along the lines of something like Sirius Black or something, like the name Sirius or something along that. But people got mad because if you crop part of that name, it says Sir, and they immediately went, oh my god, it's a female trans character with Sir in her name.
Serona Ryan.
Yes. They immediately jumped to that.
Well, of course. Oh my god. I forget the name of the game, but there was a PC game that came out I think sometime last year that, obviously, being a typical, like, create your character screen, had gender options. So you could, like, do you want female pronouns, male pronouns, or neutral pronouns? And someone modded the game to skip that part of the character creation. In doing so, they made everyone non-binary. Like, in trying to avoid the part that included non-male, non-female characters, they made everyone non-binary. It's like the beauty of shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I know recently, the Sims community, I haven't heard any news on it recently, so I don't know what's going on, lately, but someone made a Sims 4 mod that's called an anti-DEI mod.
I don't know.
And basically, what it does is it makes every single Sim straight, white, thin, or muscular. And all LGBTQ couples are turned into siblings.
Oh god.
If they're black, they're made white.
I don't know.
If they're transgender, they're made to look more feminine or more masculine and assigned the gender. It's just a whole mess. And it was at the point that, like, people, I think it didn't have much traction until one Sims builder I follow on Facebook and on YouTube called it out, and now it's absolute chaos because now even EA, the developers of the game, are trying to get this mod taken down.
As they should.
I don't even know how the website that had the mod greenlit that.
That is a great question. It's so
Like, I have several questions.
so have I. And I think the funniest thing about all of this is these are people who got so angry that they spent God knows how long just editing the game to remove these things when they can just play the damn game.
They can either just not play the game, or in the case of Sims, like literally in the case of Sims, if you're just wipe the world clean and make every single household your own Sims. Like,
Yeah, like
you don't need to make a public mod doing this.
yeah, like it's not that hard. All you're doing is announcing to the world that you're stupid enough to waste God knows how many hours just trying.
Just announcing how homophobic and racist you are.
Yeah, it's like you're not doing the thing that you're trying to do. All you're doing is just announcing how stupid you are.
You're just making things worse.
Yeah. I think that's the funniest thing about people who have that sort of mindset. Like, obviously, we're like both Quinn and I are several shades of neurotypical, or I mean neurodivergent, and queer. So obviously we're part of the community that these people like to shit on. But it's like, instead of just living your goddamn life, you have to have an aneurysm whenever you see anything that's not you.
Well, yeah, because I mean, like, you're trans and lesbian, or
Yes.
did you? Yeah, I was gonna say because I know you changed something to like.
I
Was
I
it aromantic or what?
I am transgender, lesbian, asexual, and demi-romantic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm demi-romantic, bisexual, and gender fluid.
And yeah, I was like, but even then, like, we'll see. And the obvious meme is like, we'll see, like straight pride, quote unquote, and we're just like, okay, and just go on with our day. Oh
No,
my god.
oh my goodness, I saw something, that, like, I think some town or something
Yeah, I was
had
about to say.
yeah, had a straight pride festival and, like, 50 people showed up.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. Like, did I ever show that to you? It's like, oh my god. Like, that's the epitome of the argument right there. That's all you have to show to shut people up. They had a straight pride, and no one showed up. And I remember after the actual event, they showed all kinds of advertisement for it too. Like, there were flyers, there were everything. No one was there. Like, it was depressing. And another thing,
Exactly.
like I forget what Saturday it happened, and I'm not gonna like name anything specifically, but there was one Saturday where um in brand safety terms, there were like 11 million people who showed up to do it, and the thing that they were not doing, it was so quiet, you could hear the squeaking. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about.
Is it when that stupid parade happened?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
I don't know if I showed you a clip of that, but there was a certain clip going around that it was so quiet that you could hear the squeaking of the wheels.
Remember, that was for his birthday.
Yeah, like that was supposed to be his day of celebration, and there was no one.
Meanwhile, all the protests had, like, how many people?
I've heard the number 12 million floated around, but that was countrywide. Even like locally, it could not have been that many people. Or I mean, it had to have been.
What showed up to the parade?
You got that right. Yeah, it's so stupid. Like we're not gonna go into into depths because that's not the what kind of channel this is. But like, if you need to know anything about what's going on nowadays, there's your comparison.
Yeah, one thing you should know about us, together we just ramble.
We ramble about everything.
Yep. It's literally, I mean, both of us have ADHD, so it's literally the definition of squirrel.
Yep. And what's even better is that you have diagnosed autism, and we've both agreed that I likely do, and so that's adding to it.
The tism.
We specialize in it.
My parents got me a sticker that says, "'Twas the tism, my lord."
I saw a T-shirt on TikTok that just has Shadow the Hedgehog with the that little autism meme creature.
Oh, the TBH creature?
Yeah, it was that, but Shadow the Hedgehog, and it just had autism written on top of it. And like, I need this shirt because like I love Sonic the Hedgehog as a franchise, and Shadow the Hedgehog is my favorite character in that franchise. I need this goddamn shirt.
Well, anyway, do you still have Netflix or no?
No, I haven't had Netflix for a long time.
Oh, I was gonna ask if you had heard of K-pop Demon Hunters.
I have not. Please elaborate.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's this new movie on Netflix. It's a Netflix original where it takes like Korean folklore and it combines it with K-pop. So basically, it's like it's in a really neat style. Like if you've ever seen Turning Red, it's kind of in that style, like the animation.
I think I know what Turning Red you're talking about.
The one with the red panda.
Yeah, I was about to say it was a Disney movie, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I haven't watched it yet, but it's basically this K-pop band. From what I know, this K-pop band of girls, they fight demons and hunt down demons, and then all of a sudden these super powerful demons are like, we're gonna beat them at their own game. So these male demons disguise themselves as a new K-pop band group, and so now you have these two competing K-pop band groups, while at the same time, one of them is trying to hunt the other.
Is this show actually called K-pop Demon Hunters?
Yeah.
I just looked it up, and that's one of the first search results I got. Also, I see what you mean with the art style.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I've been meaning to watch it.
Honestly, I'm kind of interested now, too.
Mainly because of Derpy Tiger.
Derpy Tiger?
Just look up Derpy Tiger from K-pop Demon Hunters.
I don't know. I know I have to. What we got?
If you just watch like a clip of it, it like knocks over stuff, and then every time it knocks, I guess it's tied to Korean folklore where demons knock over stuff and they're always trying to like put it back up, like they keep knocking over stuff and it knocks over a pot and it keeps trying to put the pot back up.
I've got a silent clip looking on my phone right now. So I'm gonna look at that while I'm working. Oh my god. I see why it's called Derpy Tiger.
Yeah, that's what the fandom has called it, just Derpy Tiger.
I see why. Oh my god. Yeah.
So mainly I watch this for Derpy Tiger.
Yeah, if valid. This is fair. I probably will now too because of it. Oh my god, that fucking face. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, my curiosity's piqued.
Yeah, but it's only on Netflix, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'd love to Well, I'd say I'd love to get another Netflix subscription, but honestly, there's not really a whole lot on Netflix that I'd be really looking at actually watching.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth. I mean, I know a lot of people, even my parents, like, were watching it last night and were surprised I wasn't watching it with them, even though and then I told them, well, I didn't see season 2, and they were like, oh, we thought we watched it with you, but Squid Game.
Oh yeah, honestly, I kind of forgot that happened.
Now season 3 just released,
Already?
which is, yeah, which is the final season. Yeah, I'm very surprised because it took them longer to make season 2 than it took them to, like, season 3. Of course, season 3 is only 6 episodes, so...
Yeah, okay, that checks.
But I don't know. I mean, season 1 was cool, but I saw, like, episode 1 of season 2, and I don't know, for some reason I just lost interest.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching season 1, and, like, I enjoyed myself. I just don't think it was, like, top show of the year material.
Yeah, there was, my goodness. Speaking of, like, when I used to work at a school, there was, like, some kids who knew what Squid Game was.
Oh,
I
God.
kid you not. I kid you not, on Halloween, one of the 5th graders came, well, at the time, I think they were, wait, no, yeah, they were a 5th grader. They came in wearing a Squid Game mask.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm gonna say it. I don't think fifth graders should know what Squid Game is.
There was a 1st grader who I was talking to about, I said, what's your favorite video game, or what video games do you play? And I kid you not, he said Elden Ring.
I do not think a first grader should be playing Elden Ring.
I don't even know how a 1st grader was playing Elden Ring. That shit's hard.
Yeah, there's also that. I can get pretty impatient with games nowadays. That's kind of why I haven't tried any of those like rage games like Dark Souls. How is a first grader doing that?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Elden Ring is harder than stuff like Bloodborne. So, Bloodborne is a classic Soulsborne. So it's like,
Sweet.
yeah, I was
Sweet
amazed.
Arceus. Yeah. Man, kids grow up fucking fast apparently.
Well, either that I don't quite remember if he said that he played it with his dad or something, so I wouldn't be surprised
Okay.
if his dad knew all of it.
Okay, that makes a bit more sense. Because
But, I
I'm
had to
so,
do a double take the first time I heard him say
yes,
it. I was
yes,
like, wait.
yes, same. Like, I'm sorry. There's a lot of shit. I'll believe. You are not gonna get me to believe that a first grader is playing any Souls game.
Well, some Souls games are easier than others. My dad said, I mean, I only played it like the one time a little bit, but when I was playing Lies of P, my dad said if I wanted an easier Soulsborne game that I could play a different game that he got, but I was like, no.
This is touche. And from my experience, I can definitely claim that Code Vein is definitely a great first Souls game.
Because, like, my dad's like, here's an easier Soulsborne game. And I'm like, how about no?
Yeah, I'll take the suffering.
For my first time playing a Soulsborne game, I will take the suffering.
I mean, that's kind of the Souls experience. The most experience I've gotten with Souls games, quote unquote, was Code Vein and my Kingdom Hearts 3 level 1 run. And that's not even a Souls game. That was only difficult because I was level fucking 1.
Yeah, I remember in middle school when I started playing Alice Madness Returns that I was struggling with it mainly because either I wasn't paying attention or the instructions weren't clear enough on how to use like the teapot cannon and stuff. It took me a while to figure that out. But eventually I got to the underwater portion and I was just like, you know what? And then I pulled out the Hysteria dress, which allows you to enter like an invincible mode at any time, and I'm just like, I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah. I want to address something real quick. If you had no idea what we were talking about, teapot cannon sounds amazing as it does stupid.
It's Alice in Wonderland, okay?
I know, but that's the thing. It's like, if you didn't know Alice, that would just sound absurd.
That's the point.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair.
Another thing you people don't know about me. I am, like, probably one of the biggest Alice in Wonderland nerds you will ever meet.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure in your character repertoire, you have like 500 characters somewhat inspired by Alice.
I think I have, like, either 6 or 8 so far. I'd have to look at my toy house. And actually, there's one on the way.
Well, there's 9.
Because, my one friend, we did a trade, and I'm waiting for her to finish her half.
Mm. I remember saying this, I think it was like a couple days ago, but it's like, I cannot understand why you keep collecting characters when you never use them.
No, I use them.
When you don't frequently use them, to correct myself.
Because, I try to use them to the best of my abilities, although there is sometimes that I draw them for a little bit, and then I just don't know what to do with them anymore, so I resell them.
The, and this is like a fair thing. I'm not about to try and like say anything against that. It's just like, it boggles the mind.
Well, there are a lot of artists that do that. There's one artist, the one that I have told you before about, that kind of gets on my nerves sometimes.
Oh yeah, you tried to buy some from them and they just said no.
Yeah, because they just absolutely hoard characters. I mean, they have over 200, probably over 300 characters.
Yeah, no, like, what you do is weird, but I can still understand it. That kind of shit, no.
Like, I use them, I add to their galleries if possible, and everything. And then these ones look like they're just sitting there.
Yeah, because, like, I've only ever bought 3 characters in my lifetime, one of which I don't remember who it was, and the other 2 were from you. But that was because I knew I could do something with them.
Wait, did you? I know you bought Richie.
I bought Richie and I bought Citrus, and I bought someone else from someone, but I don't remember who.
Uh, yeah, because I don't remember. I don't remember ever selling you Paris.
No, I think, or it might have, it might have been.
Made her for you.
Probably. Either you made her for me, or you made her and just gave me the rights.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was it, because we were in school, so I didn't have...
Yeah, we didn't exactly have the means to be able to do that kind of thing. But yeah, those are the only 3 characters I bought. And I knew I could use Citrus and Richie for my characters.
Okay, I have 6 Wonderland characters.
Yeah.
And one more on the way, so... Well, if it gets finished, so it'd be...
So that's 7 with an asterisk.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand it, but you do you.
It is my special interest.
Fair enough. Like, the only Alice in Wonderland stuff that I'm familiar with are a handful of fan songs and the Disney version.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I still have not finished through the Looking Glass book.
Yeah, I remember.
But,
I remember you.
Yeah, other than that, I am familiar with the book.
I remember you talking once about how you were like, I want to read the book, but I can't sit down enough to read the damn thing.
Well, that wasn't for Alice in Wonderland. That was for Artemis Fowl.
Oh, is that too? Yeah. I just remember you talking about it. I was like, God damn it! Like, I want to read, but my stupid brain can't focus for more than 2 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know if it's because it was fine until I discovered video games as, like, an avid hobby. So I think video games have made my stimulation and attention span worse.
Maybe I can definitely say that I've been corrupted by that because like little sort of history here. My first video game I played when I was like I think 3 to 5, and so I've been influenced by video games pretty early in my life, and I can't say that's why I've been so scatterbrained at for entirety of my life. I'm not exactly gonna say that's not the reason though.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I played on my Nintendo DS, and we had a Wii that I'd play Wii Sports Resort on, and Skylanders and stuff. But I wasn't like I liked video games, and I liked watching my dad play video games. But at the same, my mom too. But like at the same time, it's like I think the biggest point of it, like the climax of it, was when Minecraft came out.
Oh god, yeah.
And once I discovered Minecraft, I was gone.
Yeah, like it was just over the cliff, gone at that point.
Cause I think my older cousin had a Kindle, and she back then, and she had it, and she let me try it, and then I begged my parents for a Kindle, and it just went from there.
I think it's funny in my personal thing how I've seen a lot of Minecraft stuff, and it's only been semi recently since I've actually played it.
Played it in a long while since I got it on my laptop. I don't know why.
Hmm.
I just I don't know. Compared to other building games, it just feels. I don't want to use mods like World Edit, yet at the same time I do. But at the same time, it's like. It's just so tedious because a lot of the stuff I like to build is on a larger scale.
I think the issue with Minecraft is that while it's a fun game to both play and create, it's one of those games that while you can do it on your own, it's really hindered if you try to do so.
Yeah, because it's like it's one of those games. The problem is that sometimes games that have multiplayer features but are also playable on your own, once you get a taste of multiplayer, it's more fun that way.
Yeah, it that's kind of the issue. That's kind of issue I have with well, issue quote unquote with games like Splatoon, where it's like you can sort of feel that the game was designed with multiplayer in mind, and I think Minecraft kind of falls into that same curse.
Well, originally Minecraft, I think, was made as just a sandbox game, and multiplayer wasn't implemented at first, but then they were like, once it started getting big, they implemented it.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of I know I don't think I've ever said this to you, mostly because I know you wouldn't be interested in it, but I've seen advertisements for the second Subnautica game. I'm honestly kind of afraid to play it because I know that multiplayer would absolutely ruin single player with that sort of game.
Well, yeah, it's like, and that's the thing with like Mario Kart World, like it was such a huge disappointment.
I haven't been able to get my hands on it, so I can't comment too much.
It's a disappointment. It was, there's like, I think one of my friends said there's only 30 tracks, but it feels like less than that. There's like, I just know that there's like way less, probably like twice less the amount of tracks than Mario Kart 8.
Yeah,
And that's base game. That's not like Mario Kart 8 expansion.
yeah, I love Mario Kart 8. That's a good racing game right there.
Yeah, it inspired my own Mario character. I take a lot of if I happen to do anything with Mario, which I don't normally do, I take inspiration from Mario Kart 8.
I mean, it's a fun game. I I remember back when I played Mario Kart Wii, I would main no one but Rosalina, only because she was followed by a Luma the entire time. Cause like you,
Ros- Rosalina is my main unless it's Mario Kart 8, and then either it'll be Rosalina or Link.
I usually tend to in Mario Kart 8. I usually tend to main either Link or my Mii. And honestly, the only reason I made my Mii is because I have a Sonic costume.
Hmm.
If
I was
it's
confused for a second. All I heard was I either mean Link or my knee, and I was like, wait, what?
yeah, no, like I love the Mii's as a concept, honestly. Oh my god, did I ever show you the I don't know if I can find a clip of it, but did I ever show you this awful recorder version of the Mii music theme?
Oh no.
Here, I'm gonna torture your ears. Not on stream, I'm just gonna send a link to Quinn. Wii channel music recorder. For
It's gonna be like that Jurassic World rendition where it like starts playing the main theme and then you have the harmonica version.
I, I don't know. I remember seeing it from a Try Not to Laugh or no, it was a Reddit 50/50 video by Markiplier, and one of the options was something or a bad or it was the Wii channel music, just normal, or a badly renditioned version with recorder. It,
Anytime I think of recorders, I just think of the vine of like the kid with two recorders, and he goes, and his name is John Cena, and then he starts playing the theme with his nose.
anytime I hear "You Can't See Me," I just think of that fucking John Cena meme.
Oh my goodness, I remember when I first got into Minecraft or something, and I remember like my first taste of like Minecraft YouTube and stuff, which is also how I discovered Pink Sheep. But I remember I don't remember the specifics or what video it was. I just know that I was dying laughing because it just had a bunch of John Cena memes, which was literally just over and over and over. And his name is John Cena. It was just that over and over again, but in Minecraft, and I don't know why it was so funny.
It's that kind of beautiful absurdity. That's like you don't know why it's funny. It just is.
Yeah. I remember, let's see, was it my 12th birthday or my 13th birthday that I had a pink sheep birthday.
Oh.
It was a pink sheep themed birthday, aka a prankster gangster birthday.
Oh, what?
A prankster gangster.
Okay.
That is what Pink Sheep is in this fandom, the prankster gangsters.
I've never heard this.
And in either my 12th or 13th birthday, instead of a cake, we put candles on a case of Mountain Dew.
Oh my god.
And that was my cake. Had a case of Mountain Dew. I don't remember whether or not there were Doritos, and then I got a Pink Sheep shirt.
I remember I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this really cute picture of someone's like SpongeBob themed birthday party. And I saw the comments filled with other franchise themed birthday parties that I love. I saw someone mention one for Persona 5, and I had the thought of like, oh my god, someone makes me a Persona 5 birthday, I will self-destruct on the spot. Like, 100% serious. I see that, I will die. Like, that's something that's going to be pretty obvious about me when it comes to stuff like what I talked about, or how I draw my stuff. But I love Persona 5. It is, like, the best game ever. Royal specifically, I should mention.
I would play it or even try watching it, but like I looked up a playthrough of it and it was like 35 hours long.
Oh, trust me, you play that game, it's going to be pretty easy for your playthrough to go over 100 hours.
It's I'm not even sure if I can sit through that. Like if I don't get invested enough, I'm not going to be able to sit through that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not a game you marathon. That's a game you take in spurts.
I
I've
I just remember trying to get into it for your sake, and either I was gonna buy it or I was gonna watch it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it first to see if I'll buy it, and I looked up a playthrough of it, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
I mean, I own the game, so I can just drag you over here and get you to play it that way.
because I think I might have found it on Amazon. I'm not sure. It's not. It doesn't seem that easy to find a copy of it.
Physical
At least
copy? No, I don't remember seeing a whole lot of physical copies out and about.
yeah, because I prefer physical copy.
Fair enough. I'm usually one who prefers digital copies, but that's just me. And honestly,
Well, I like physical
honestly,
copy because more often than not, I can play it without internet.
yeah, I was about to say I kind of should start getting more digital copies because like I see the point. He was like, yeah, it's much safer to have a physical copy because like allow us to put on our anti-corporate hats again for a moment. You had that fucking stupid game card thing that Nintendo's starting to do.
Well, they started doing that with the thing is that when they did it with the DS and the 3DS, it was nice because your data, like your user data and stuff, was stored on the game card and not the system. So if you got a new system, you could just pop that game card in and you'd still have your stuff.
And yeah, like
now
that's
it's
fair.
now it's like if you lost your system and you popped in the game card, it's gonna be, start over regardless.
This is true. And it's not like it's like a bad thing by any stretch of imagination. It's just you look at it and it's like it's given really scary ideas. Because I remember hearing this at one point. I forget what console just released at the time, but there was a new Nintendo console that had released, and I remember seeing people talking about like, oh, this is the downward slope to, you're not, or no, what was the company? I think it was EA. They floated the idea of like you're just renting the game as opposed to owning it, and the goddamn backlash to that was quite frankly astounding.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I think you might have seen it because I think actually you were the one who brought it up to me, but
It was either EA or it was for the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't remember. 'Cause
I
I know they were saying something about for the Nintendo Switch 2 that you don't quite own the console or something because they put a bunch of security measures on
oh
it
yeah,
against.
I remember seeing that with the Nintendo Switch too, which is why it got brought up to in my mind. But I remember EA also doing that a couple years ago, and everyone was just like, "Man, fuck EA."
Well, now I mean everyone's still kind of doing that with EA because of all the like it's astounding with the Sims 4 community because it's like, okay, they beg and beg and beg EA to put something in the game and then they release an update with something for the game, but if then everyone complains about it
Ah, yeah.
because they're finally adding fairies to the game because in early July they're going to make a new they're going to release a new expansion pack that has fairies in it. And I guess it's also going to include some addition to plant sims, which are in base game, but they don't do very much, at least compared to Sims 3. And everyone's like, well, why couldn't you just put it in base game instead of buying a paywall?
I don't get that kind of thing. Like, I'll be the first to admit, if there's like a day one patch, that's when I'm gonna have a bit of a confusion because like, just delay the game by a day. But like future DLC, it's a bit odd, I'll admit. But nowadays, like that's just kind of par for the course.
I think ever since either Sims 2 or 3, that was always the point. Like, like, you can do stuff in base game, but, like, the special features, like occult sims and stuff, are, you have to buy an expansion for, but it's always been that way with Sims. I just think it's recent games that have started doing that more. But even with Sims 3, like, Sims 3 had expansion packs, but not nearly as much as Sims 4, because Sims 3 just... I don't know, it was more worth your money. Like the Supernatural expansion pack for Sims 3 had, I think, fairies, witches, zombies, werewolves. It had pretty much every single occult sim that you could get in the game besides mermaids, which came in a separate one. And meanwhile, it's like, if we do get an expansion pack, it usually comes with one occult sim if it comes with an occult sim.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought process when it comes to DLC. Because more often than not, nowadays, all DLC really is it's just adding onto the base game. I look at the DLC Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet have had, where you're basically getting new parts of the same game.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's like I'll admit that sometimes I don't quite get it, mostly because I look at Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as an example of a game that just has excuse me, that just has way too much fucking DLC. And like I speak as someone who loves Xenoverse 2. That game has way too much DLC. But if you get
I
like
know.
you get like
I know
the
The Sims. The Sims is like. I mean, it was a few years ago that like getting all the Sims DLC would cost you well over $1,000. It probably costs you over 2,000 now.
yeah, it's like there's obviously a point to where it just kind of gets like over the top, and you're like, okay, you need to start chilling the hell out. But at the same time, though, if you get like a couple of packs here and there that just give you more content, it's not exactly unfair. It's just more you're just getting the game plus a bit of extra to it.
Yeah, it seems they rarely update the base game anymore. It's just unless it's like a bug fix or something, but they rarely add new stuff to the base game. It's just mostly anything new comes behind a normally $40 expansion pack.
Okay, there is also the issue of things being just overly priced.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I mean. I entered a raffle giveaway for the new pack, but I highly doubt I'm gonna win it. So, but I'm hoping I do because it's like I don't want to pay for because I mean it's gonna be a long while before they put that pack on sale.
Yeah, because Xenoverse 2, for an example, all the Xenoverse 2 packs usually end up being is new characters, some new quest lines, new items. Not a whole lot, and so they fairly generally price their stuff between like $5 and $10. The most expensive DLC thing I can remember was the Legend Patrol Pack, which gave you the story of Xenoverse 1 in Xenoverse 2, which is obviously a lot of content, and so fairly so that pack in and of itself was pretty high up there.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure League of Legends, like, at one point with Ari, they made a $500 skin.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
Okay, there's your prime example of just absurd DLC.
Well, I mean, the big meme is that League of Legends sucks, so they're probably desperate.
I mean, well, yeah, there you go. $500 for a skin, sweet Jesus.
I mean, I've never played League of Legends or seen anything of it other than I like KDA, which is their K-pop band group for like Ari and stuff, but which, by the way, they haven't released a new song in ages, which bugs me.
I remember you showing me two of them that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, they don't really release songs anymore.
It's so weird to think about so many practices that on paper are really weird, but then you take a second to look at it and it's like either it makes some sense or it's nonsense. I mean, that's kind of business practice 101 is like some decisions make sense and that's what people actually want. Others are like, okay, it's a weird decision, but it's not like it's harming anything. And then you just get those decisions that are just you can smell the attempt to make money.
Hmm. Because, like, I mean, I don't know, for all the stuff that seems to be coming in the new expansion pack, maybe I will pay $40 for it, because it seems like, in the trailer at least, makes it seem like there's quite a lot in it. Um, but, I mean, I don't know. There's
Yeah.
been some expansion packs that it's like, you try to get them on sale because they're just not that worth it. I remember I only bought, like, the Lovestruck expansion pack just so I could have this Axolotl figurine in my
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's also the obvious thing of like, don't listen to us. We're not about to like try and tell you what you can and can't do. That's not what we're about to try and do. At the same time though, like if you want to buy a 40 pack, you better make damn sure that thing's worth the $40.
Well, yeah, and at the same time, it's like, if you're gonna play the game, if you play the game for hours and hours and hours, like, what's the point? I know there's, like, certain things that need to be complained about, that's how bug fixes happen, but, like, at the same time, it's like, it's always the same thing in the Sims community. You can never make anyone happy.
Yeah. I,
Every single time I see a Sims post or video or anything, the comment section is nothing but complaints.
yeah, this might be a bit of a niche example on my part, but one thing that I look forward to. One thing that I look at when it comes to like egregious game releases was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'm pretty sure everyone who has even a remote interest in Pokemon has seen the 12,000 memes of that game's abysmal release.
Mm-hmm.
And but now that we have the Switch 2 and the Switch 2 patch for Scarlet and Violet, runs beautifully. But that's how it should have been from the beginning. And they're effectively making a $560 something dollar expansion for the game, assuming you don't already have the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so you basically have a $500 expansion, or a $500 bug fix to make the game run how it should have from the beginning.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure whether to bring up Cyberpunk in that, because the only reason Cyberpunk got released so early was because the fans were basically bullying the developers into doing it, and then they were like, okay, fine, here's your game, and then they were like, well, why is it so buggy?
I was like, oh, gee, fucking wonder why. Yeah, and that's kind of something I was really disappointed by, because, again, the three examples of games that released early that were still really good were Scarlet and Violet, Cyberpunk, and Security Breach. All three of those games released in abysmal states. I'm pretty sure you can find meme compilations of how buggy those games were at launch. They were still really good games, though. The worst of that trio is Security Breach, and that's still a good game.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's not like the best FNAF game ever, but it's like, yeah, it was fun for what it had. The release date was still like unacceptable though.
I don't know.
We're probably very like not alone, but like definitely the minority when it comes to that kind of position, where it's like, if you're gonna release a game, it at least needs to function on arrival.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like even if it's like a bad game, like again, take Security Breach into example. That game was like just not functional upon arrival, and not only that, but Scott himself said that there was like some communication issues in the development of Security Breach, which led to it not quite being what he had envisioned. What I think is like, yeah, I realized the game had already been delayed by quite a bit. I think they really should have taken the time. Okay. I'm going to sound really pretentious here. What I think should have happened was they should have taken the game and just completely not like wiped it, but like just take it from the top and see like, okay, this is what we want, this is what we don't want, and work from there.
And they also could have told the fans to suck it up and wait a bit longer, like...
There's also that. Like, yeah, I realized that Scott felt bad for delaying it so much, and that's why we got, like, Security Breach, Fury's Rage. But it's like... It's that thing where it's like, you're forcing them to rush it out, and therefore make a worse product. Like, the epitome of a game that got rushed... for anyone that knows video games, was Sonic 06. That is the epitome of a game that released far too early. And the only reason that game got released is because Sega was desperate to meet the holiday of 2006 deadline. Whereas, like, what they should have done was said, fuck the holiday. We're going to make it a January. We're going to make it until it's done. And then release it.
Yeah.
But with Security Breach, after it got all the patches, it works great. It functions great, and there's definitely a lot of quality of life improvements in the game. Like in the daycare, you have those colored wires. I think that was a good touch, mostly because I also kind of hated the daycare when I first played it. Because of that reason, it was so hard to know where the generators are. And so with the colored wires, it makes it a lot easier to see, like, okay, X goes here, Y goes there, so on and so forth. And then you got other just like little quality of life updates. Like, I'm pretty sure the flashlight got brighter at one point. The battery life of everything was made better. It's little things, but it's not like the game on release was like unplayable. It was just buggy, and it kind of got the. Also, I think you're hearing my audio. I'm hearing double of me.
No?
I heard double of me for a second there. Okay. It's not bad. It's just something I heard. But anyway. It wasn't unplayable. It just got the sort of branding of, like, the worst FNAF game because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Ruin, honestly, was amazing. That was really good for what Security Breach kind of needed. Because, like, I'll admit that I found the base game Security Breach pretty scary. Ruin was scarier. Except for the Ruin Monty section with the boxes, mostly because that's been, like, I don't really play horror games. I know that that's a tried and true, or like an overdone sort of thing, like water creature, so stand on box. And, like, that's the only part of the game that I didn't really find scary. But the rest of it, like, that was terrifying. Especially the, what part of the game was it? It was one of the parts where, you're hunted by, Ruin Chica. And I actually got myself sort of anxious when I was playing that, like, oh god. Oh. I just noticed, we're about half an hour over time.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, didn't you say your schedule was 6 to 9?
Well, I did kind of start today a bit early because I knew it was going to be an art stream. But also, like you said earlier, we ramble.
Yes.
We unapologetically ramble. Alright. Well, while I'm going to wrap up, I'm going to open my Twitch on my computer and hope that my stream doesn't self-destruct. Because I want to see if I can get a raid going. I don't usually raid too much, but I figured I should probably start doing so more often. If nothing else,
I have no idea what a raid is.
It's basically taking your audience and throwing them into another stream.
Oh.
It's based, as far as I understand, it's basically a way of either showing off a small creator by throwing your big audience to them, or by a smaller creator rating someone bigger just to have their name out there. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I understand it as. I was gonna find someone.
It's like that meme, random bullshit, go.
Random, yeah. Okay, I see someone working on art fight, so let's go with that.
Ooh.
All right. Well, thank you for showing up. It's good to actually have someone to talk to, so I can actually have somewhat creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely stream better if I have someone to, like, bounce off of.
Yeah.
I just kind of wish you didn't work Saturdays. That makes my stream so much better.
Yeah, I just happened to get off at 6 today. So.
Yeah, that's... Excuse me, that's fair enough. And, like, you have a job, need to make money, that kind of thing. It's just that
Yep.
it's just that your schedule happens to suck.
Yeah.
I want to have fun with my friends. But anyway, thank you all lovely people so much for watching. And I shall see all of you in the next show. Stay tuned.